End Zone Report, let's go. Here are your top fantasy players for the week. This week we're going with something a little bit different. Everybody talks about quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers. This week we're going with kickers and defense. They're just as important for all you fantasy players. Go with two kickers this week. One because of the game, one because he's just one of the better all-time kickers. One of the most consistent kickers over the past 10 years. Nate Kading, San Diego. He's having a great season. Probably an all-pro season. Definitely go with him against Oakland. Jason Hanson, kicker, Detroit. He's been one of the most consistent kickers over the past 10 years. And this is definitely one of the games that you want to choose him. Between St. Louis and Detroit, both offenses are just not that good. So he'll have a lot of chances this week. Now onto the defenses. Baltimore's defense. Not having a good year by Baltimore standards, but at this game, at 3-3, they're a desperate team. And what leads that team is their defense. I think their defense will come up big and a win over Denver. Look for my choices later on, but definitely take Baltimore's defense. I like the Saints defense this week against Atlanta, mainly because of New Orleans' offense. I think their offense will put up a lot of points. They'll get Atlanta off their game, make them throw a lot, which will give the defense a lot of opportunities to score points. Now for the Pine Boys. These are the ones you definitely want to put on the bench. Don't play these guys. We're going with two running backs and two wide receivers. For the running back, Ryan Grant, Green Bay. Last week, 27 carries, 148 yards, great game. This week against Minnesota, and one of the games of the week, that Minnesota defense is too tough. He's going to have a rough time of it. I would not play him. DeAngelo Williams, running back, Carolina. He's actually been coming on very strong as of late, but this week against Arizona, I would lean against playing him. Can you believe Arizona has the #1 defense against the rush? Still can't believe that. But the reason why I wouldn't play him is because of Arizona's offense. I think they're going to put up a lot of points, and again, force Carolina out of their game and force them to pass it more, which will limit DeAngelo's carries. He won't get a lot of yards this week. Sidney Rice, wide receiver of Minnesota. 11 catches, 136 yards last week. Won't do as well against Green Bay. Brandon Marshall, Denver. Big-time receiver. Having a great year. Why I don't think he'll do well this week. Baltimore is desperate. They want to win this game. I think they'll try to take him out. This week I like Houston over Buffalo. It'll be Chicago's turn to whip Cleveland's sorry ass. Dallas will come back strong against Seattle. Detroit will actually continue St. Louis's losing streak. But the big story, Detroit's second win. Baltimore desperate gives Denver their first loss. Indy all over San Francisco. Jets at home will get revenge for a Monday night loss. Titans will get their first win of the year, will beat the Jags. Old AFC West rivalry. The Chargers will bust up a bad Oakland squad. Arizona off a big upset over the Giants will beat Carolina. 3 good games this week. Favre returns to Green Bay. Everything will point to Green Bay at home. I'm going with Minnesota. The way they play that pick, they are tough enough to go into Green Bay and get the win. Big NFC South contest. New Orleans will crush Atlanta. The Falcons just don't have the firepower to hang with the Saints. Giants, Eagles. What can you say? These two teams will be getting it on. The one left standing at the end of this brawl will be the Eagles.